And if you have a kid that just wants to read comics and doesn't want to watch cartoons, like these teenagers that are being just molded as we speak. They're sitting at home, give them an outlet, give them something to read, give them someone to relate to, like they did with Spider-Man whenever they created Peter Parker. You got 16-year-olds at home going, I'm that guy, I'm that nerd, I don't fit in, people pick on me. This is my dude, and Spider-Man was the shit.
Yeah.
And that's what we're lacking right now. We're missing the
relatability.
The relatability of these characters.
What about Miles Morales and the whole issue of his uncle being a bad guy, but his uncle is Miles' idol?
Right.
And it's the idea of not
because Miles doesn't have a dad.
Well, yeah, but it's not like a false idol situation. It's what happens when the person you admire most in the world
disappoints you.
How do you deal with that? That's something teenagers can deal with all the time.
And I hate to say it, but Marvel has over time,
ever since around the 60s,
they have been at the forefront of this movement.
That's always been their goal, though, is we want to create these. We want to show that superheroes.
But now the forerunner is falling on their ass with their comic book execution.
Oh yeah,
it's really like DC presents superheroes that you look up to, whereas Marvel presents superheroes that you relate to.
But even now, DC's going more towards the relate to some of them. Like Superman's a family man now, and
and a lot of people who grow up loving Superman are family men now.
Right, and that fits. But Batman's still an asshole.
Batman's always going to be an asshole. Let's be real.
Yeah, and people like me always gravitate towards like the asshole.
But he has like a heart of gold because he's like a foster father to all these people.
He is.
I hate to not to go into the Button, but the Button is revealing a lot about Batman.
Yeah,
it's going into his already well-known psyche about his.
Yes.
Look at all these Robins.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, there's that scene where he meets his dad, Thomas Wayne. And you're talking about that at the very end of that.
That's one of the single greatest issues of a comic book I've ever read.
It's incredible, man. But that's why I gravitate towards people like Deathstroke, like Deadshot, because Deadshot has a daughter. Deathstroke has a daughter.
And a son.
And a son, but
technically his two sons, doesn't he? But one's dead.
One of them's dead, but his relationship with Rose is so tumultuous, and Deadshot, just wanting to make money so that he can provide for his daughter, shit like that, dude. When Floyd Lawton showed up on Arrow, I was like, fuck yeah, because I can relate. Like, I could see myself do it, well, not personally, but, like...
doing whatever it took for your daughter.
Doing whatever I needed to do for my kid.
Yeah.
Not personally, like, sitting there in my, rotund ass with a fucking sniper rifle at 400 yards. Probably not gonna happen. I'll be breathing too heavy thinking about cheeseburgers and shit.
And he's not, he's not afraid of anything. He's not even afraid to die. I think his biggest fear is
making sure his daughter's provided
that she's not provided for, that he's let her down. She knows he's a villain, and I think that was one of Will Smith's strengths in the Suicide Squad movie, was showing that, if you want to get to him, it's his daughter. And he knows it, but he doesn't hate it, because he knows that
that's do anything for her. That's one of the things I took away from Suicide Squad itself, was that at the very end, all he wanted was to see his kid.
Well, and I thought the scene with Harley, too, where Enchantress places him under the spell, what Harley sees. Harley literally wants a normal, everyday life.
Well, yeah, but no, I'm talking about relatability. A normal, everyday life is great. Harley's fucking crazy to begin with.
That's true.
They put crazy gas over Gotham City and Harley goes sane.
That's true.
It was that was in Suicide Squad. It was some kind of mental wave or something that was being put out by some device that they had, that the Suicide Squad had stolen from like a Russian base, and then it was turning everyone insane. And Harley was like, "I'm Dr. Harleen Quinzel."
She went completely fucking sane.
So now she's like, "I'm sane again for the first time in years."
But people have that. Nobody strives to be Harley Quinn unless you're that girl in front of us at freaking...
God, so many Harley Quinns at the Comic-Con.
I told Caleb my penis wasn't going to work for months after being behind that thing. But no, so...
We're sensitive individuals.
Yeah, fuck that. That was the worst Harley Quinn I've ever seen in my life. Mental image out of my head. Anyway, so after watching this documentary, this 2-part documentary, having our
possibly
eyes...
3 parts. We don't know.
Also, I don't know if it's going to continue or not, but I just know what we've watched. having our eyes pried open, Clockwork Orange style, to what comic books were, and what I think the three of us think comic books should be. We come full circle to the idea that, it's the fucking Flintstones that has the flag and is running ahead of everyone else at this point in time.
Of being a social commentary.
Social commentary of 2017, a comic book that takes place in 10,000 BC. It doesn't make any sense. It shouldn't make any sense. But it makes perfect fucking sense. And those are the things that I think us as a podcast are going to concentrate on in our commentary and our discussions. Was the movie good? Yes. What did it say? How is it relevant to what we're going through today? And I think that that's important for us to separate ourselves from other comic-related podcasts that sit there and go, this is what happened first, this is what happened next, this is what happened on page 4, this is what happened on page 5, and then this happened. Yay!
And it was amazing.
Yeah, it was so good. You should read it. But why the fuck would I read it? Because you just went over everything.
Yeah.
But, like, whenever we talk about movies like Guardians of the Galaxy, I think, without giving anything away, we could talk about what it said. We could talk about the relationship that Quill has
with Ego
and with another
the
person.
Guardians.
It's about family. The entire...
Well, yeah, which reminds me of Fast and Furious, but whenever Drax goes, we're family, and I'm like, fucking Fast and Furious, man!
Vin Diesel looked at him and was like, you bitch.
I know, Baby Groot should have just jumped up and been like,
I am Groot.
I'm Groot. And
he breaks character, salute me for me. Because he always says that in the movies,
but we could talk about that. We could talk about Nebula and Gamora and their struggles, and whenever Nebula looks at her and goes, I just wanted a sister. It's like,
Morgan
girl
cried.
nerds.
I looked over and she's crying.
Oh, girl nerds are
scene.
freaking out at that point in time. And at the very end, I'm bawling like a baby because Quill realizes, I'm not saying it, but that, and then when Yondu's talking to Rocket and he's like, you're me.
Yeah.
You push everyone away. And it's like, holy fuck, this movie says things. This is crazy. And we don't have to look for it like we did in Ultron or,
Ultron
Avengers.
was not Joss Whedon's fault. Let's be
No, I'm not blaming Joss Whedon for that.
I don't blame Joss Whedon for that at all.
But,
because, like, the first Avengers was amazing, but by Phase 1, you didn't really have a lot of things happening that forced you into constraints. By the time they got to Phase 2 and Age of Ultron, all this shit has happened, and now it's like, your box has gotten so much smaller
you
that
have
you can
to
work
do this,
with
this, and this, and then we're going to plan out the next 7 movies.
And then
because they tell a certain story.
Phase 4, I think, is supposed to be completely different. Like, Phase 3 is kind of the end of the era deal, because, like, this entire first 3 phases is the Infinity Stones.
Well, yeah, and then Thanos is going to die in the first movie, and we're going to be over it, and that'll be... Move on.
And that'll be 20 movies wasted.
Hopefully after that, we can have, the Fantastic Four show up and be like, we got a problem with Galactus, and...
Yeah. You thought Thanos was bad. Look at this asshole.
Look how big that sumbitch is, And they're like, oh, fuck.
We're a snack to him.
Shit. Yeah.
Because there was that slight under-table deal between Marvel and Fox.
Hopefully that's true. Where they got the rights to the 4 back and sacrificed all mutants, everything mutants.
So they had to sacrifice... They had to get the okay. They did the trade with Fox for Ego in order to do,
and that's what we're talking about.
To switch the powers for Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
We're talking, and the rumor is that incorporated in that deal was 4, and it would have been 4 for everything mutant, and Fox would have rights to everything mutant, and Marvel would have rights to the Fantastic Four back.
And I would love to see the First Family come home.
Oh yeah.
First Family has been done wrong for way too long.
Yeah, that will touch me, and they'll touch me right in the touchy-feelies, man. I'm not even playing because...
So if there isn't a Fantastic Four movie in, 2019, it happened.
Yeah.
Because they have to have one every 4 years to keep the contract.
Yeah, and if we don't see an announcement of new casting or anything like that, then hopefully cross our fingers, and then Comic-Con in 19 we can say, have whoever go up on stage at that point in time and say they have come home.
Yeah.
And then just a big 4.
Yeah.
And I will be like, time to do something right.
Yeah.
Fucking A, Cotton, let's do this. And I will be...
Cotton? Is that dodgeball?
That's dodgeball. And I will be fucking ecstatic. But anyway, the comic boot is going to take a slight turn. We're still going to review movies. We're still going to review TV shows. We're still going to review comic storylines. Tuesdays will always be our news days and kind of our bullshit, riff days. Thursdays we're going to talk about social issues, what happened, and we're going to take current events into that. Like France not electing the far right. How does that differ from what happened in the United States and how...
The opposite.
Yeah. But also in turn, is he really far right?
It's huge, man. It's huge.
Is he really that far right when he increases taxes and doesn't follow through on campaign promises? Or, read the American Health Care Act and tell me he's right-winged.
Oh, God.
Oh, have you read it?
No.
Oh, you should.
I've not heard anything good.
Yeah, because you're looking at the wrong news sources, my dude. I can promise you that shit. We'll go over that next week. That's what we should go over next week.
Well, I think that what we need to see in comic books right now is how superheroes tackle this stuff. Like, I think we should have, like, Simon or Kamala, like, welcoming Muslims from an airport. Tony Stark using his ingenuity to build free, affordable housing for Syrian refugees. Superman using his heat vision on a wall, on a very specific wall.
It's never going to get built, but yeah.
I mean, just stuff like that is, because in a time when superheroes have the forefront of everything pop culture, that's when they need to be here to tell us what to do, in a way.
In a way.
Because that's what superheroes have always been. They've been examples for us to live up to, and how we should see others in the world.
And that's why it's important, as comic fans, we need to concentrate on those authors that are giving us those stories.
Yes.
And we need to support those authors.
Support G. Willow Wilson.
Yeah, support G. Willow Wilson. Support whoever's writing Flintstones. The name escapes me right now. But support these people. We'll go over it all.
Yeah.
But support them. Give them your hard-earned dollar, because those are the comic books that we need right now.
Yes, absolutely. And support Green Lanterns. I can't remember who's writing it, but support it.
Support it all, man. Or send me money at P.O. Box. So I can get more Green Lantern tattoos. Because I'm supporting it in my own way.
Just the artists that actually, or the art, not necessarily artists, but the writers that give you the stories that actually affect or have to do with what's going on in our world today, or even the stories where it takes the character through this just unimaginable either pain or torture, or just the things that show that they're not gods.
Right now.
Yeah, like they're not better than us or above us. Like, not that comic books can't be a form of escapism. I don't have a problem with that.
They can absolutely be escapism, but there's a brilliant way that writers can blend escapism and reality.
Yeah.
And make it a very palatable story for you to read.
Exactly.
Well, that's where we're going to leave you for the week. I know it's a little heavy, but that's where we're going.
That's
man.
life. Life is heavy.
I think that's going to stimulate us and our minds to come up with some great ideas as well, and discussions and moving forward. And we're not going to do anything different besides that. We want to send you guys over to Streamer's Guide to the Galaxy. Devin and Lauren. If you're looking for anything to watch on Netflix and don't feel like watching it and wasting time, go to their podcast, and they will break down things for you, spoiler free. Love those guys. Support them. Download their stuff off iTunes. You can catch us on iTunes, Podcast Republic. Special thanks to Rock Bottom Comics as always. Maher, you're always there, and I, in a way, hope you don't go to Tunisia, but in a way I do, because you will be missed next semester, my friend. Signing out for the week, I am James.
I'm Kalen.
And I'm Cody.
And we will see you guys on Tuesday.